Good evening, everyone. This is Alvie from Just Alvie News. It's around 9:47 on Thursday, November 2nd. I got some news to come up with you guys, some breaking news. Boy, I stumbled across that. Squirrel, I should start. Let me just hit the replay button. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Alvie from Just Alvie News. It's a little after 9:45 on November 2nd. I'll give you that 30 seconds log on while you're waiting. Click a reaction. You can click an angry face on this one. Click a like, and don't forget to hit share. What is up, Dennis? Misty, all of you guys got your subscriber badges on. I'll give you guys just a few minutes with some breaking developing news, because it's been an hour or so, so I guess it's not as breaking. Uh-oh. Let me find my copy. You guys do. What's up, Laverne? What's up, Misty? Yeah. What an interesting day we have. What's up, Maryland? How you guys? What's up, Frank? Y'all know the routine. Frank comes on, we stop what we're doing, and we go, hi, Frank. Hi, Frank. What's up, Jennifer? What's up, Linda? What's up, Julie? What's up, Patsy? What's up, Bradley? That's right. I don't care if you're just tuning in for the first time here. I'll always say hi to everybody. What's up, Hayden? What's up, Jennifer Dyer? What's up, Sharon? Well, guys, I will go ahead and ladies. What's up, Janie? What's up, Debbie Carson? What's up, Josh? I will go ahead and get started. Now, this is a story out of Hot Springs County, which you're like, okay. It's pretty big news when a sheriff actually does get arrested anyway, but this has some ties back to Saline County. We're going to wrap it all around. What's up, Nancy? Regina got a notification. That is awesome. So, a couple of hours ago, the Federal Bureau of Investigation served an arrest warrant on Hot Springs County Sheriff Scott Finkerbeener, and I'm going to mispronounce his name. What's up, Sandy? Here's a picture of his cool little election photo. That's who you're looking at. You're looking at Hot Springs County Sheriff Scott Finkerbeener. He was arrested today on federal warrant charges. Now, here's the thing. We've tried to get a hold of the FBI. Several of us have. They will not release any details about what kind of charges the sheriff is facing, and they referred us over to the U.S. Attorney's Office of the Western District of Arkansas. What's up, Jan? What's up, Lisa? Reached out to the Western District of the U.S. Attorney's Office of Western District of Arkansas. They've informed me and other news media outlets that the charges are under seal. Does not surprise me, since he does wear a badge. Some of that, I think, preferential treatment, but we will see how that goes. What's up, Lisa from California? Now, he's only been in office since 2022, and he's already had some kind of cray-cray things happen. Several months ago, he had been reported missing, and they found him in a hotel room down here in Little Rock. And then he just kind of went on about his way. But I promise you, there was ties to Saline County. Do y'all remember back in January where, let me pull up these two clowns' pictures for you. Were these two guys, this was back in January, I think January 25th of this year. Daryl Pierce is on the side, on the left. Robert Campbell is on the other. I don't know if y'all remember those two or not. Those are two deputies from Hot Springs County Sheriff's Office. So these two deputies worked for Sheriff Finkerbeener, and I'm probably going to mess that up. If you guys remember, there was an inmate that was in Hot Springs County Jail. What's up, Betty Lester? And it was time for him to be released, and they was going to transport him back to Saline County. Pierce and Campbell were. They got him over close to Highway 70 by the what was then Big Red. They took him down a road on Highway 70. They threw him out of the car, assaulted him, and pepper sprayed him. Remember, if you guys remember that situation, both of these guys were in and out of the Saline County Jail in less than 47 minutes, right at rush hour. These are the same deputies that work for the sheriff. When I tell you you can see corruption, you can see corruption. A corrupt sheriff, like in my opinion, Sheriff Staley, Lonoke County, breeds corruption in this. So you guys remember this. Now, originally, Pierce was charged with second-degree assault and Campbell with third-degree battery. Now, here's the kicker. What's up, Zoe Green? I have spent the last hour and a half trying to find anything in court documents about Pierce and Campbell. Nothing. As of right now, it doesn't even look like their charges existed. I'm going to dig a little deeper because if that got buried, we're definitely going to call that out. Of course, with the sheriff of Hot Springs County getting arrested by federal charges, we don't know what. All eyes are going to be on Hot Springs County for a while, so maybe we can get some answers to that. I was shocked when it come across my screen. I was like, I wanted to make sure I read it correctly. It said, "Thank you, sir. I like my Blockbuster. I worked for Blockbuster for a very long time." We can talk about that in a minute. Come across, came in my email, news release from the FBI. And I'm like, is this real? Is this the same sheriff whose deputies brought an inmate down here? Started looking. What's up, Lisa? Of course, they fall in their protected class. And this is where I get so aggravated. If this was you or me, we could find information. Don't be spreading rumors about my sheriff. Oh, there ain't no rumor if you depending on which one you're talking about. So it's hard to get information when they're protected class. And when it did trigger, I'm like, man, this is the same sheriff's department where those deputies had brought that guy down to our county and assaulted him. So I was wondering, whatever happened to those guys? Yeah, Christy, I'll recap for you. Whatever happened to those guys? So I looked it up and I can't find anything on their cases actually going through. Christy wanted me to recap, so I will, because a bunch of you guys on earlier today, the Federal Bureau of Investigations served an arrest warrant and took Hot Springs County Sheriff Scott Finkbeiner, I can't pronounce it, on federal charges. We did ask for comments on why. We finally got a hold of someone with the Western District of Arkansas Attorney's Office, and they said those are under seal right now. So they haven't released too much as well. As Kathy was saying, the two, who I was talking about too now, to catch up, Christy, the two deputies from back in January that brought a guy who just got released from jail, took him down to a road off of Highway 70 in Saline County, threw him out of the car, beat him up, and sprayed him with pepper spray and just left him. And they was charged with second-degree assault and third-degree battery. Of course, as in and out of Saline County Jail in less than 47 minutes, right at rush hour, which that would be impossible. I can't find anything in Court Connect on them, and I've spent a good hour and a half looking for that. And that's one thing that, we need to focus more. Like, we need to raise awareness when there's different treatments. Like these two. Yeah, they might have been fired, but they should have been charged. You get what I'm saying? I'm cool. Like, if you or I would have put someone in our vehicle and driven them to a location and throw them out and assault them and pepper spray them, we'd have been in jail that day and our face would plastered over. We'd probably lost our job no matter what it was either. But we'd still have those charges. Both of them are misdemeanors, and I cannot find any proof that those charges existed on those. Now, the good thing is, with whatever the Sheriff Finkbeiner did, whatever, the Hot Spring County Sheriff's, whatever he did, they'll be under federal charges, and so maybe they'll carry a little bit more weight. Shirley is saying as far as Pierce and Campbell goes, The charges was dismissed because the man never showed up. Even if that's the case, Shirley, if it would have been you and I, there would have been documented proof of that on Arkansas Court Connect. If you guys can find me that, I will be okay. The charged with alleged assault man never showed up to court. Whatever the reason is, Shirley, like their charges should be on Court Connect and the dismissal should be on there, but it not. And as far as the sheriff, there'll be a lot of rumors come out in the next few days. I'm sure the U.S. Attorney's Office will make a statement within the next 48 hours or so. Christy, we got two things confused here going on. The sheriff was not fired. Now, the deputies that brought the inmate down here were fired. There must be newspaper articles about what happened. The county picks it up. Nothing ever dropped because they don't show up. I'm living proof of that. Absolutely you are. What's up, Denise? Obviously, the lady that was giving us those information, she was saying it's alleged assault, saying they didn't do that. And that's why the guy didn't show up. Now, here's the thing. Mark made a good point. The poor guy was probably we got two stories going on now. The guy was probably too nervous to show up. They did just transport him down and beat him and throw him up and go back home. So you got that. But no matter, what's up, Tamika? What's up, Denise? But no matter what, even if it's dismissed, there would be a paper trail of that on Court Connect, and that's not there. And if it was you or me, that the paper trail would be there. Christy, as far as wines, the sheriff was arrested today. A spokesperson with the U.S. Attorney's Office of the Western District of Arkansas has told me that the charges are under seal. What's up, Vanessa? So they currently are not releasing why they arrested the sheriff. Just as soon as we know, I will let you guys know. Generally speaking, if it was an average citizen, not a sheriff, not someone in law enforcement, not a agent of the government, as I like to refer to them, it would take a lot to get something sealed. A lot to get something sealed, unless it was something part of something bigger, and maybe they're going to try to use him as a witness on that. Lee said, we've had some kind of background trace if it was... oh, absolutely. If we would have been those two deputies that got fired, yeah, absolutely. Bobby says, I don't think the sheriff can be fired. He won't. He'll have to resign because sheriffs are elected. Good point, Bobby, for pointing that out. The sheriff can't be fired. The quorum court, I'll have to check on that. The quorum court might be able to have him step down. I'll have to check on that. But for the most part, an elected official would have to resign or step down or be voted out of office. Christy, that's what I said. We got two stories going on. The sheriff's case won't be on Court Connect. That will be on Pacer. But the deputy's charges from earlier this year should have been on Court Connect, and they're not there. And those were local charges. Yeah, I love people. Maddie goes, anyone know why the cops were looking all around South Landmark Circle? Well, a few things. Maddie, by the way, don't you feel like I'm picking on you right now. When, what time, how many cops, where were they looking for that? And by the way, guys, for questions like that, if y'all shoot them in a message, it'll give me time to look it up. Kathy is saying, I heard this is the sheriff. By the way, this is what Kathy's sharing. She's usually a pretty good source. Arrested for embezzlement of $200,000 plus. But like I said, she's also saying that's a 40-page indictment coming out of that, which I believe that could be possible. Lisa says, from my understanding and experience, you can't get anything sealed that quick. No. Let's pause for a minute. Let's talk about, so we understand the sealing of documents. All right. So, boy, Malvern picked the winner there. That's funny. You got me laughing. Okay. So there's a couple of seals. So in other words, I go to court, I get charged for something, and I want my record sealed. I apply to have my record sealed. That's one kind of sealing. That is not what we're talking about here, because he hasn't even been to court yet. Yeah, Sandy, local news is talking about it now. I'm your local news. You must mean corporate news. Corporate media is talking about it right now. Uh, the feds will seal charges for defendants that they're charging. That way, especially if they can tie possibly a conspiracy or a RICO charge, which that's what a lot of people with the former Trump administration are going through, RICO charges. They use them for drug offenders. That's more organized criminal activity. They will actually seal those charges in hopes for a couple of things. One, they understand this is a much bigger case. Two, they'll be hopeful without releasing their charges that they can work some kind of deal with them to get the bigger fish in a picture, unless the sheriff is the bigger fish in this picture. So yes, it's the feds routinely seal charges. They seal indictments where you can't get them, and a lot of times they're never released unless there's something out of it. Squirrel about it. So there's a couple of different things when that could be on that. Shirley says, if Finker been in jail, I'm assuming he is. Here's how it kind of goes. I will tell you this, because I have been taken into custody by the FBI before. Depending on your charges, most of the time they just take you down to where most of your local, your federal courthouses will have like detention cells in there that the U.S. Marshals operate. And somebody get this serving a refill. The U.S. Marshals oversee, and they'll put you in there. It's like a little a jail cell in there, and they'll book you and process you and through there. Generally speaking, on federal charges, depending on what it is, after you're charged and you get processed, they will you have where they read you your charges. So in other words, you go through for a magistrate judge, and they'll basically, like in my case, they got up United States versus Alvie Taylor. They read the charges against me. Boom. And then they set it off to the next course. Then you go, you get processed all over again. They fingerprint you and assure you go back, and you're good to go. Usually, unless it's very serious, the feds won't keep you for like white collar crimes and stuff like that while you're waiting to go to court. If it was a homicide or terrorist act or something like that, they would keep you. But if it is a white collar type crime that didn't involve violence, just as soon as you get that next court date, and it's a big long process, they'll go ahead and let you go. So they can start doing what they're doing. Because about 90% of all federal cases are pled out. Federal prosecutors are not the best trial lawyers. They are good at working plea deals out. That's how they get their overall conviction rates. And I'm saying this by the statistics you can look up. Plus, when I was locked up in the feds, I was in a camp with a lot of white-collar criminals, and I had quite a few prosecutors, former prosecutors, that was actually in there doing their 12 months in a day. 12 months in a day, because they're smart enough to know if you get 12 months in a day, you're only in there 8 months. And I'll never forget this one prosecutor looking at me. Because I asked him, I said, dude, how do you live with yourself? Because I knew what they did to me, and I knew what they did to other people in there. This dude looked me straight in the face, and he goes, well, to be honest, we don't really like going to court. Generally, we'll lose if we go to court. It's rolling the dice. He says, so we try to plead out. And I said, well, how do you get people to do that? I go, the reason I'm in here, I wouldn't plead guilty to something I didn't do. If I would have pled guilty, they would have just slapped me on the wrist and gave me 6 months probation, and I just would have carried the charge. But I refused to plead guilty for something that I did not do. He said, look, He said, you tell an 18, 19, 20-year-old, 25-year-old, here's your choices. You can either plead guilty and get 5 years, come over, do the drug program, which means you're out in 3.5, or we're going to ask for 20 to 25 years, including the RICO and conspiracy charges added on. He said 98%, this is out of his mouth, 98% of the time, it doesn't matter if they were guilty of the crime you were charging them with or not. When you tell someone that young how much time they're facing, 98% of the time, they will take the plea agreement, which shows you another flaw within our justice system. That's why you should always have an attorney with you when you talk to the popo, or you don't say anything at all to them. So there's a little back history on that. Now, I'm sure we'll get more information out about the sheriff, not because it'll be like released to us, but when you have people in such public profiles, journalists, people like me, and then we all got our little sources from different areas where people can give us information, and that's usually how it's leaked out till we have more info. Now, my guess is once they get everything in order, I am guessing here based on my previous experience and based on what I know about how the feds work in other cases that I've followed. One of the reasons they're not given the details of his charges, that there's more arrests coming. There's going to be more arrests that follows, and they probably don't want to tip anyone off right now. But it's going to be hard to keep his charges under seal because here's the thing. We, the people of the state of Arkansas, pay that man. And we have the right to know what he's being charged for. He was elected. He puts people in jail and he takes their freedom. And he tells us why he puts them in jail and takes their freedom. So we should have the right to know why he does the same thing. So it's definitely going to be a interesting case. It was cray-cray that Diane, it was cray-cray that the two deputies, Diane, this will answer your question, the two deputies from way back in January that dropped, the assaulted and pepper sprayed the guy and dropped him off down in Saline County off of Highway 70, actually worked for that sheriff's office. Diane, those two were fired, the deputies were. Someone said most of the time is conspiracy. Yes, my charge was conspiracy to commit bank fraud. So it's like, you don't even have to do it in order for conspiracy thing. We can talk about the governor and her $20,000 podium. We can have her, and how she tried to gut the FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, to hide that podium. But we just need to have one podcast except nothing about that. Ugh. Don't even get me started on that. So just as soon as I know more information on the sheriff, I will let you guys know. The thing about PACER, you got to love our federal government. You can get court records, can't get sealed ones, but they charge you every time you search. So let's say I go in there and put the sheriff's name on there. They charge you like a dime. I don't even know what it is anymore. A dime for every search result that pops up. And then every time you click it, it charges you for something else, because you pay per page just for viewing the page. Pacer is a very expensive, even though it's out there, and those things are not easily obtained for free. There are ways you can do it with our FOIA laws. It's just a lot more difficult to that, because at that point you have to make a case that you cannot financially afford those documents. Therefore, the government should provide them for you. But not an easy FOIA request to get completed. You'll have any questions about the sheriff or about the deputy? Then maybe I can ask. Probably not. I probably won't have the answers. I will tell you, you see Kathy Chisholm on here. She's dropping some info, and I personally have a reason to believe the things that she's dropping. She's got her sources, just like I do. So who knows what is going to come out of this, but I did want to go ahead and let you guys know. I was going to do it earlier, but I was waiting to see if I could get an actual statement out of the U.S. Attorney's Office. Maybe they'll prepare one for tomorrow. I'm not sure. One thing's for sure, I'm definitely going to try to figure out. Bacon Printer, what's up, Bacon? I'm definitely going to figure out, to answer your questions, what happened to these two from back in January, since their case seemed to just disappear off of Court Connect. Tim, if you went on, the sheriff of Hot Springs County got arrested on federal charges today, which is currently sealed. I don't know if you missed it. I gotta pull his picture up too. That's the sheriff. He got arrested. He's on federal charges. Okay. You was asking about the other ones. It was these two right here, Tim, Bacon Prater. Remember Pierce and Campbell. Those was the two Hot Springs County deputies. Same one, way back in January, where they was transporting the guy who had just got out of jail down there back to Saline County. And then they got him, and they took him off kind of like a dirt road, took him out of the car, assaulted him, and pepper sprayed him, and is booked in and out of Saline County Jail in less than 47 minutes. Now their cases have disappeared off of Court Connect. So, isn't Amari Ellis from the same county as him? Ooh, I believe they might be. Car, send me a message and remind me of that. And guys, if y'all don't know who Amari Ellis is, he has been missing for months now. They've had people in custody, but Amari's mother still don't know where Amari is, and they're not getting any answer. Amari is from Garland County. Yeah, thank you. That's correct, Shirley. Thank you. I know it was. You got that little line where it's close. Garland County. We got them right there. That's why I like you guys, because you we can get that info on the spot. Yes, people are losing Facebook for making posts, even TikTok. Paulette, I will tell you this, and I learned this with the Hunter Britton case. Once something gets labeled as controversial, you're more subject to get it taken down. If I do a podcast about Hunter Britton, or I make a news article about Hunter Britton, that is considered restricted content or controversial content. And so you got to be cautious about what you say, or they'll remove the whole post. At the very least, you can't make a penny off of it. And they will not show it to very many people, and they kind of give you a flag. And of course, TikTok doesn't have a place where you can be a news channel like this. I get more freedoms on Facebook because we're a news page. So you got to be careful with that. But Hunter Britton gets me controversial all the time. So yeah, I keep up with Amari Ellis's mom in the Post, and it was Hot Springs, Garland County, is from where Amari was. The sheriff here is from Hot Springs County. Who knows? Maybe we need to do some history while they actually did that. Lisa says, how do we support the page, Alvie? Oh, good question. You can do it a few ways. One, you can become a paid subscriber. Should be a subscriber button down at the bottom. If not, you can go to the main page and it'll say subscribe. It's $4.99 a month. You can cancel anytime. You get your own group and all that good stuff. You can donate via Cash App, Star Wars Geek 69. We can also do Venmo, PayPal. You can buy shirts at alwaysmakegoodchoices.com. And you can advertise on the page as well. The Paulette says, yeah, bless Jessica's heart. Jessica is Amari's mother. Just to let you go, she seems not to be getting any answers. But Paulette, she's doing exactly what I wish more families that had lost people would do. Raise a stink about it. Because there needs to be more done when these people go missing like this. Steve says, Alvie, all news aside, before you sign off, we need to see if that shoe game be strong tonight. Well, Steve, if you will come back, y'all want to see my shoes while we're doing this? I might be able to pull this off for you guys. Now, all my shoes ain't in here. But we'll do this. Alexa, off. These are some of my shoes. This is just for you guys. Just some of my shoes. If you see empty holes, they actually have shoes. I got my Star Wars toys out too. Is that what you want to look at, Steve? Steve said he wanted to look at my shoe game before I got off. I got my Day of the Dead shoes on today. There you go. Little. Good Lord. Someone said good Lord. By the way, there's more in my bedroom. Yeah. I'm a sneakerhead. And I used to buy a lot of shoes. I did before I started doing the news. Bacon Preater says he has a lot of hay in the barn. That's funny. Oh, by the way, guys, yeah, he'll message me later and tell me not to do this. Y'all keep Bacon Preater in your thoughts and prayers. He was in an accident, what was it, about 10 days ago, Bacon? Him and a couple other cars. I just realized today, Bacon Preacher, when my brother asked me, how did your accident happen? I looked and I went, you know what? I haven't even bothered to ask him how that accident went. I just wanted to make sure he was okay. About 2 weeks ago. So he was involved in a 3 vehicle accident while he's at work. He got hurt more than what he thought he did. So he's not having a good week with that. So hopefully they'll get his neck and spine all figured out over the next 5 days. So y'all keep him in your thoughts and prayers on that. And I guess maybe tomorrow I'll call and ask him actually how the accident happened, because I never bothered to ask. I was more concerned about him. They got him on muscle relaxers. He said that he goes, it's no joke. If for somebody that don't take those muscle relaxers, they will knock you out, huh, sir? So we do want you to get better. By the way, thank you, Bacon Preacher. If you guys wasn't out there, Bicycle Ronnie had been talking about getting a sheriff's outfit and arresting me. He's been talking about it for weeks. But he only wanted to do it with Bacon Preacher's help. So Tim was on Bacon was on duty the other night at the East End at Parade. Ronnie gets out. We're right at the corner where everybody's driving by. And I asked Ronnie, hey, Ronnie, I've heard you're going to arrest me. I said, you going to arrest me or what? And he goes, where's Preacher at? Man, it was hilarious because I was on my knees, hands up, being handcuffed. Now, here's the thing. Saline County Sheriff's deputies were out there with their truck lights and car lights on already for traffic control out at Pear Orchard. But if you're just driving by, you didn't necessarily know that. So people was slowing down, looking, and you just see me out on my knees being arrested by Sheriff Bicycle Ronnie with the assistance of Bacon Preacher. And wow, did Jennifer catch a smile on Bicycle Ronnie's face in that picture. Unbelievable. That made his day. He's been going around town all week this week asking everybody, did you see I arrested Alvie? Did you see I've arrested Alvie? Look, Tim goes, if y'all could have seen the joy on Ronnie's face and the joy of the people's face, sure makes it all. Dude, it was worth it, man. And I'm glad you was there to help him. His smile. Like, Jennifer caught that picture of his smile, but it didn't even do his justice because it made him feel so good. And you knew it did. But people's faces out there was just funny because at first they didn't know what was going on. And if they slowed down and point, I just started yelling, record this, police brutality. Of course, Bacon Prater told Ronnie to tell him to stop resisting. So we had a good time with that. So Ronnie's my buddy. The least I could do is get arrested. There was an impersonator out me as well. My brother was out there hanging out. Yeah, that was a special time out there. What is it, 1022? We all love bicycle running. We do that. That was good. That was good. I had that. That was awesome. Regina says, I bet Ronnie loved that more than his favorite bicycle ride. He did for a few reasons. I can tell you that because there was so much leading up to him becoming a cop and arresting me. And then I got COVID on his birthday. So I didn't get to go to his birthday party. Well, at the time, none of them up there knew I had COVID. It was just like, I didn't come to Ronnie's party. Tracy, Regina got your notification. She hardly ever does. So I didn't get to go to his birthday party. So weeks leading up to the birthday party, he had been talking about he's going to be a cop and arrest me already. Well, now, Outlaw from Dad's After Dark, and I believe Bacon Prater was up there. They was egging him on at his birthday party, saying, I can't believe Alvie missed your party. Then it became a really big thing for Ronnie to arrest me. So he's been going around since his birthday telling everybody, I'm going to arrest Alvie. 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 And the cool thing is about Ronnie and I's relationship, he'll say, like, the one time he was going around telling me he was going to take his belt off and spank me. Well, when I get in front of him and ask him if he'll do that, he'll get real quiet and won't do it. Because, he's having fun when he's saying it, but he's, at the end when he faces it, he's kind of scared maybe he hurts my feelings, and that's my buddy. So I already knew I was going to have to make this extra cool for him because he'd spent all that week, ever since his birthday, thanks to Outlaw, like, yeah, I'm going to arrest him. And I made sure Jennifer told him that I had COVID, and that's the reason I missed. So I really was looking forward to getting arrested by Ronnie, and we picked the perfect spot. By the way, that was not planned. Did I know Ronnie was going to arrest me? Yes. Did I know he wanted Bacon Prater's help? Yes. That's all I knew. Tim didn't talk about it with me. Tim didn't talk about it, Ronnie. None of us talked about Jennifer. We just all happened to be in the right place at the right time. And Ronnie had a blast doing that. I did too, though. I thought that was kind of cool. So that all worked out. All right, guys, about 10:25. Now I'm bleeding over from news story to this. By the way, if y'all haven't, I ought to end this and come back on and go over that article. Y'all want me to do that? Y'all want to hang out a little bit more? So I can get off here, go get me some water, and come right back on. That way we don't combine some of this fun stuff with the sheriff getting arrested. How's that sound? That sound good to you guys? Here's what I do. I'm going to log off. I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. Does that sound good? I'll say a little bit. Do me a huge favor. They still got that engagement bonus on. I did learn a secret. When y'all hit share, that counts more than anything else. So make sure y'all hit share on the video and leave a comment down there as well. Lisa, you not coming back on? Oh, I'm going to go check for pelicans in the yard real quick. I'm going to be back in 5 minutes. So I'll see y'all 5 minutes. Always make good choices. Good night, Lisa.